Okay, let's get back here. Hello, and welcome to my nightmare. Yeah, I just thought I'd do another video. I don't do very many videos because I suppose I take my transition very personally. So I feel a bit awkward when I do the videos. I don't mind updating, you know, the people that really want to know, but just feels a little bit strange putting, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure there's a few of you that understand. Yeah, I'm now just a few days off being 6 months on testosterone. Yes, I'm standing here in my brand new binder. I'm doing this video mainly because a friend on Facebook, Lee, yeah, done a great thing for a lot of FTMs that couldn't afford to get a binder, and yeah, or were in, you know, in places where you couldn't actually buy binders and that sort of thing. Yeah, and so it came all the way from America, and it has arrived yesterday, and I've got it on now. Yeah, I was a bit weird about doing a video on here, but you know, with the binder. Anyway, hang on. I've got the camera on a tripod, so I'll do my best. There's my face. Yeah, so 6 months, I developed a really cool mo. I've shaved the rest because it's all blonde. It just keeps coming through blonde. Up here, hang on, let me see. There's actually a quite great deal of hair there, but you can't see it through the camera, I'd imagine, because it really is blonde. But yeah, I'm really proud of this mo, and it does a lot for passing, I can tell you. My face, totally different altogether. You can still tell I'm me, the person that I was before transition, absolutely. But if you have a look on earlier videos, there's a massive difference. My voice, big difference, still transitioning. Yeah, it was quite husky the last video I did, so it's actually starting to come through now. They're starting to join. The hair's starting to go up my nose. My nose hairs are starting to go down here. Yeah. I have developed a little bit, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, and it might be a little bit of a rude thing to do anyway. There, I'm in the mood. So, don't look at my boobs like that, bitch. So yeah, in regards to my belly, just get down there. There is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it through the camera, but there is quite a bit of hair coming up there. Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to go up into my belly button, which again, I mean, I'm not, you know, disappointed in any of this. Hang on, fly up. Don't be naughty. Yeah, I'm absolutely wrapped with all of the changes. The only thing that I was a little bit concerned about when I saw the new endo yesterday, I took in my results, and the results said that I had high hemoglobin, which for somebody like me who's had anemia their whole lives was a shock. Yeah, and one of the things that raises your hemoglobin is smoking. He said that it was sufficient with male levels, but he also said too, you know, that, I mean, that's why men are more at risk, you know, of heart attack and stroke and these sort of things, because their hemoglobin is a little higher than a woman's hemoglobin. That basically means that the blood is actually thicker, and is more at risk of clotting and that sort of thing. One of the main things he said was to stop smoking. Wish me luck, because I don't know how I'm going to do it. I've only had 2 today. It's about, I don't know, it must be about 2 o'clock. So I think that's pretty good. And every time I look at the packet, it just scares the crap out of me. Because it's only just in the last few weeks that I've actually developed a willingness to want to live. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's very hard to explain without going into, you know, past and present and, you know, that sort of thing. But I've just started to develop a need to be here. And then I get that news. So yeah, so we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, and as well, you know, when it comes down to having the surgeries, I mean, it's going to be frowned upon. There are a lot of surgeons that won't do it until you've given up for at least 6 months with the smoking. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, so the binder. I asked for a medium because, yeah, I did the true size thing. And yeah, I was a 36, which was just on the edge of medium and large. And Lee sent me over a medium, and I'm absolutely wrapped. I found that I had to put it on feet first. Thank you, whoever on Trans Men Worldwide said to do that, because I got myself stuck in it to start with. I ended up tied up in a reef knot for a minute there. Yeah, but once I put it over my legs and then pulled it up and then over my shoulders, perfect. So now, here we go. Let's see if I can get this. Sorry about all the moving, but I've got it on a tripod. I don't really feel like inviting anyone to take this footage. You know what I mean? So I have it on now. I've got shorts on at the bottom. And I'm not going to show you down there either. So I put it on, and I was talking to another friend on Facebook, Jarv. You're a hero, you really are. I was sitting there going, what am I going to do? What is this? So I haven't actually had a proper binder before. I used to bind with ace bandages, but I ended up with what's called sebaceous cyst. You don't want one of these. I can tell you, you do not want a sebaceous cyst. So I ended up having to stop, and I ended up getting on eBay and bought a compression vest. But a compression vest and a binder, I mean, they're close, but they're not made for the same thing. And the compression vest, I mean, it stretched out so quickly. Within a couple of weeks it was stretched, and it was just like wearing a bloody singlet. So yeah, it was really depressing. And people, no, I shouldn't generalise. There are some folks in my life that can't see past the boobs. It's simple. You know, and they're quite happy to tell me that. All of my friends in Orange especially are straightforward people. Yeah, and it's sort of a matter of, well, how am I supposed to look at you as a bloke when you've still got tits? And shit like that, you know, wink wink, nudge nudge. Anyway, so it's been a little bit, yeah, depressing. It hasn't helped with the dysphoria, I can tell you that. Yeah, so I put it on, and I ended up with what looked like just one big boob across here, you know. And I put the t-shirt on, looked in the mirror, and I was wrapped. But then I thought, okay, I've got a new problem. And now I look like I've got one big massive tit across the chest. So I was talking to Jarv, and Jarv said to me straight out, he said, okay, what you need to do is push them to the side and lift them up. It'll make it look like you've got pecs. So I just sat there and thought, oh God, look, anything's worth a try. And Jarv knows what he's on about. So I did, you know. So I just ended up pushing, like, pretty much my nipples and the boob over to the side. God, I'm getting technical and a little bit kinky. And then I pushed them up. I know, you just look at the cleavage, you dirty bastards. And there I have it. So you can't really, I mean, you know, what you can see is the binder. Yeah, so I'm going to now put on a t-shirt and show you what that consists of. Okay. It's going to be the craziest thing, the craziest video I've ever done. Okay. Alright, now how do I do this? Push you back a bit. Yep, that's it. And as you can see, flat. And yeah, it doesn't totally flatten you, so you look like you've got no tits at all, so you don't look male or female. I've seen, you know, some pics and that where it does, it just looks like they've just got nothing there at all. And this actually makes it look like there's a bit of definition in the chest, as a male would have. Yeah, so so there you go. So I have it on, and yeah, Lee, you've made my day, week, month, year, life. You really have, because this has been the one thing that's bothered me so much. Not so much for myself, but how I feel within myself, which is what the transition for me really is about, is me and myself and my own feelings. but more with that of how others see me. So yeah, so it's made a massive difference. I've had some compliments today. I've been called bro twice, you know, by total strangers. I had a guy walk up to me and ask me for a light, and you know, we had a conversation for about 20 minutes, and all the way through he was calling me bro, and not once did it look like he was, you know, questioning it. He wasn't looking at me thinking, you know, I mean, you can tell when somebody's looking at you sort of going, is that a he or a she? There wasn't any of that. So it felt really good, you know. I prefer for people to know on the outset. I'm not one for wanting to deceive anybody. You know, I don't want to be in fear that, you know, oh, what if they find out, you know, will they hurt me, or any of that. I'm just such an out there person, I would just rather people know. So I wouldn't normally let that happen without actually telling them. I didn't actually tell this guy because it was just a quick conversation. But yeah, sure enough, if I see him again, I will be telling him. Yeah, so 6 months and the muscle definition. And I mean, see, I used to have hips like you wouldn't believe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you, but in shorts, my hips are gone. My arse and my hips are absolutely gone. There is no hips or arse anymore. No complaints whatsoever, I promise. Yeah, so as for what the testosterone's doing body-wise, now is it going to show in the camera? Hang on. Because it's complicated. I hope if I knew how to use this bloody tripod. Alright, so as you can see, my arms, the definition, I mean, I always had sort of stocky arms, but that sort of stocky, you know. Now it's starting to tense up. I've got a set of dumbbells that I'm actually trying to build it up with. The definition in my arms lately is just bloody amazing. Whether it's showing on camera, like, you know, that muscle there, and I'm not too sure whether it's showing or not. But I'm not one for posing, but let's see if I can. So yeah, quite obviously the testosterone's made a massive difference to my arms. My back as well. Again, I don't know if this is going to show much, especially with the binder on, but my shoulders are just absolutely, they're rocks. Like, they're not, my arms are still a little bit soft because I'm not working them very, like, too much. But my shoulders are just massive stocky. Stop looking at my tits. Yeah. Emotion-wise, I've been a lot calmer. I've said that in the other videos as well. I've been 10 times calmer. You know, like, I don't even know how to begin to explain that. I've just been a lot calmer. Although I've got less tolerance for bullshit, which I didn't have much for in the first place. But I really don't have a lot of tolerance for bullshit now. But it's not something that I actually, you know, like, get angry and upset and cry about. It's something that I'll just go, oh, well, look, stuff ya. You know, like, that's your point of view, or that's how you do things. Or, you know, you just go ahead and do that. And I'll just go home and watch TV and talk to my friends on the bloody internet and forget about it. Yeah, I've noticed that, which is good. It's calmed me down a fair bit. The difficulty that I'm having, though, is in, I was going to say in relationship side of things, but it's not really, that's not the word. I think the difficulty that I'm having is having feelings for other people. I mean, I'm not going to go into it too much. I've always been free with my feelings, you know, and yeah, when I like somebody, it's quite obvious and that sort of thing. At the moment, I'm so damn confused and shit, because I just don't know how. You can never know, especially going into something that's new or something that you don't even know is there. You know, having feelings for somebody that you're not even sure has feelings back, and that side of things. That's already complex and difficult enough in your bio bod. Do you know what I mean? To even sit there and grasp the concept of what it must be like for the other person, for you to be in transition, and especially when I'm like, you know, I'm pre-op. It's just really, I mean, hurtful's the word that comes to mind. I've actually been in a sense of heartache these last few days. It's just been weird and confusing because I just don't know. You don't know how to approach it. I mean, what do you say to somebody? Do you say, okay, hey dude, are you bi? Or, you know, does my transition bother you? Or, you know, I don't even know. And I mean, I've done head miles a million times over it and I just don't know anymore. And I went to Sydney yesterday to see the endo, and I told myself the night before, go to Sydney, come back with your heart. I don't want you to come back without your heart, because I've lost my heart quite a bit in the last 5-6 years, because my partner committed, well, no, not because of, I'll change that. My partner committed suicide in 2006. Since then, the only ability to love that I've had is family love, and I don't have family as such. Well, I have a few, you know, couple of family members here and there. I mean, I've managed to hold on to the friendship love, the family love, the love that you have with friends. Do you know what I mean? Like the love that you feel, like I'm closer to my friends than most people are to their friends, because I'm just a soul person. I don't look at a human. They might look at me as human or whatever, and you're damn wrong, I'm an alien. But I just see soul straight away. I don't see gender. I don't see, you know, mustache, eyelashes, makeup, bloody tattoos, or whatever you want. I just see soul, and that's where I connect first. So I've managed to keep hold of that. What I've struggled with though is the ability to actually love somebody, as in relationship, partnership side of things. Sure, I've had a relationship since then. That was more of a carey sort of role, and the emotions that I put into that, they were not the true love emotions at all. And yes, there was a soul connection because he was a mate of mine, still is, by the way. To justify, you know, why we were together and that side of things, I don't really want to do. But the truth be known, you know, it's been more of a, I mean, dare I say it, me mothering him type of thing. So it's been, I guess, almost like a safeguard. Like being with him, I felt safe because then I didn't have to, you know, approach those feelings in me. Yeah, and well, lately I've had to, you know, I've had to reevaluate. I've had to reevaluate, you know, why it is I shut down those feelings. You know, how do I retrieve them? When I do retrieve them, you know, am I going to be too scared to do anything at all in regards to approaching anybody? That's where I'm at the moment. I mean, am I even game enough to be hurt again? Am I game enough to put my heart out there to be rejected? You know, boom, boom. Just that side of things. And yeah, the big part of that has been, you know, I mean, how you can't even begin to imagine how another person would feel, you know? So that's been rocking my mind flat out. So as I said, before I went to Sydney, I mean, I sat here and I was just so melancholy, you know, just not knowing. I just wanted to just crawl into a hole and bury myself in and leave it at that. But I don't allow myself to do things like that. Yeah, I go down, but not too far down. I've got to pick myself back up, you know. Or there's people around me that even when I can't pick myself up, somebody always comes in and goes, "Oh, you slap, come on, get up," you know. So I just sat there and just said to myself, all right, this is it. You're going to Sydney, you're going to see the endo, you know, it's a brand new day. You need to come back with your heart. You need to come back with, you know, those fresh feelings that you had years and years ago before any of all that stuff happened, you know, where those beautiful brand new feelings of when you know, when you fall for somebody, those you know what I'm talking. Everybody surely knows what I'm talking about, and everybody would know equally what I mean about opening them up again. Yeah. So when I got back from Sydney, yeah, the binder had arrived, and that it couldn't have been a better time, because it was just, yeah, as I said, I mean, I was just re-evaluating, doing head miles, just not knowing, you know, where to go, what to do, how to approach anything. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Am I scaring people away? Am I kidding?